This event will start in 1 minute.
Hi there. Recently, as I'm sure you're aware, I've been doing some DOBbing videos, specifically with the view to providing some insurance. And one of the things I flagged up to you then is that although I'm calling it a DOB, it's not a full DOB in the sense that you don't get a return equal to the overall stake. What you're getting is 50% of that. If you want to return your full stake, you actually need to increase the offset for your DOBbing part of the strategy. So I've modified the strategy here. So what we have is the covering bet is still the same, £75 with an offset of 25%. But your DOB, to provide you with a DOB for the whole stake, and I'm using £100, that needs to be 75%. So you can see here, going in at 6.5 on Fairy Cutlass, and getting out for £100 at 1.65. So it has to drop significantly. Please note that if your selection is below 4, this option will not work, and I'll show you that in the next race, since this one's already submitted its bet. So we're still looking for a free bet, effectively, by our insurance trading out at 4.9 in this particular case, having gone in at 6.6. But to get a full DOB on the £100, we need the £25 bet to be laid out at 1.65. So you can see there's a significant drop required. Whereas if we were looking just for the £50 profit, the £25 would actually trade out at 3.3. So there's a significant drop, as I say, if you wish to cover or recover the whole of your stake in the sense of a true DOB. But let's see how it goes. I've got it set up for a number of races in the latter part of this afternoon. You'll see there I've got 7 markets picked, and we'll let that run through to its conclusion. Okay, so I'll come back later on and let you see all the results that have gone so far, as well as doing the last race. But just to recap, this thing here is configured so that if I bring up the strategy editor and go into the rules editor, you'll see that instead of an offset of 50%, I'm using 75%. And that will give me a full £100 back as a profit, assuming, of course, that that offset is taken. The important thing, of course, that we want to happen is that our insurance bet is taken so that we don't lose our full stake. So we're getting close to the insurance point of 4.9, so that'll be good if that's taken, having gone in at 6.6. And we're not even halfway through yet. The important thing to remember from the previous video that I did is that I was using an automated green up. So I've gone back to the original option of using a trade with an offset. So you are looking at getting your profit essentially prefixed, predefined, as it were. And hopefully we should get our insurance bet taken soon. We're very close to the 4.9 point. So that's it starting to get taken. Sorry, my phone keeps on going. So trying to hang. So that's our assurance bet taken. So that's good. But it needs to go down to 165 if we want the full stake. You can see you can trade out now. So we've got to a point where we're 50% trade out. But if it keeps on coming the way it is, hopefully we should get a full DOB, which will be great as a first test. But yeah, clearly the issue with this, doing it this way, of course, is that it has to drop a long way. And you may find that you will end up with a runner that comes pretty close to winning the race in any case. But there you go, £100. So I'll just skip on to the last race and I'll let you see all the results in between. Hi there, well, up for the last race, and as you can see I'm looking at South Kensington. There's a 14-minute delay so far. I've no idea what the issue is. We are at the post, so I'll hang on for another few minutes to see if it actually gets going. Otherwise I'll just scrap it. In the meantime, I might as well just run through the results since the first race. And as you can see, we've had 3 successful full stake DOBs, a couple of losers and a scratch race. Obviously the losers aren't anything to do with the strategy itself. That's purely dependent on the selection process, and of course those selections didn't shorten by 25% for the insurance bet to be taken. But one of the benefits of doing this, of course, is that if you have a loser, it only takes one race to actually recover the loss, more or less, as opposed to if you were looking for a 50% drop, it would take 2 successful races. That said, I'm not sure I would do this, as we see another failed race there. So essentially we're going to end up with more or less a scratch day with regard to this. So going back to what I was saying, I'm not sure I would actually do this anyway, having a 75% offset, for the simple reason is that it eliminates a lot of potential picks. To do a normal DOB of 50%, you could go into a runner that's at odds of 4, and your offset will take you down to 2. Whereas with a 75% offset, that will take you down to 1. So in other words, that horse has to virtually win the race, or at least trade at 1.01 for the DOBbing part to be successful. Even if you were taking a pick away up at, let's say, 10, that 75% drop is going to have to go down to 2.5. So I'm not convinced, and albeit this is a very small sample, I'm not convinced that doing it this way is a particularly sensible way of doing it. Keeping in mind, of course, that it doesn't matter how good your automation is if your selection process isn't up to par. I'd be tempted, I must admit, I'd be tempted to use the original, the 50% offset, but with automated green up, so that you make £50 per race, assuming a successful selection, but also potentially have additional returns as the automated green up process gets matched at lower odds. But ultimately, your selection process needs to identify runners that, in the very least, are going to shorten by 25% for the insurance part to work, which of course hasn't happened in these 3 cases here. Okay, I'm going to wind the video up there. There's actually another couple of variations on a theme that I may look at, but I'll leave those for videos on another day. In the meantime, subscribe, click the notification bell, and thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.